Welcome, friends, to this new series of container and Kubernetes. So, today we will learn the different states of containers. So, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please do it now. We are highly recommending you to subscribe this channel so that whenever the new videos will come, you will be notified. Thanks for watching and let's get started. So here in the screen, you can see the different states of a container. So in the last lecture, we created one Nginx server and that is in running state. Now, all these blue boxes are different states. And if you see these arrow and these labels are basically the commands to put that state into a different one. So for example, our Nginx Docker container is running at this moment, and we use this run command to start this particular container. Now, if you pause this running container, you can fire this pause command, and once it will be paused, you can use the unpause command to resume the container back to the running state. Now, when you pause, whatever is there in the memory at this moment of that particular container will be saved, and whenever you will resume, all these things will be unhibernated and the state will be running once again. Now, in the contrast, if you want to stop that particular container, that will basically make it a complete shutdown of this container. And then you have to use the stop command and it will go to the stopped state. Once it will be stopped, you can again start this container back into the running state, or you can simply delete the container so that it will be completely deleted from the system. We haven't used this created state, but you can definitely use a create command to create the container, but not running into the system, so that you can issue the start command once again to run the container in the system. So we will use all these commands and we will see how the different states can be set in a live demo. Okay, so let's jump to the command prompt. So in the last session, we had deployed one container Nginx and we created the some Nginx container that is running on the system. Now, this particular container is actually running one web server. And if we access the IP address on port 8080, we can see the web page as well. So if we go to check this website, we can see the Nginx is running on port 8080 on this IP address. Now, what we will do, we can, so what we can do, we will pause this particular running container, some Nginx, and we will see whether this website is accessible or not. So you see that right now it's going circle and circle and it's not being accessible right now because the container is paused. Now, what does that pause means? Pause means whatever the state was there, right now the container is in hibernated state. It's not running, but it's not shut down as well. We can easily resume this container by unpausing it, and we can say docker unpause some nginx. And that's it. We can go to this website and can see this container is again running as usual. Okay. Now, if we stop this container, it will actually shut down the entire container. and we can say stop nginx, and that will basically stop the container as it is. And if we go to this website right now, it is again not accessible because the container is actually stopped. And we can start it again, and we can see the website is again accessible, right? Now, what is the basic difference between these stop and pause? Because literally, we are not going to see the website. The website is not being served through this container. I mean, when it is in pause state and when it is in stop state. So, what is the basic differences between these two states? So that is what we are going to understand right now. So, what we will do, we will deploy one script. This is basically a shell script, uh, which is actually generating one random words, and it will make a story, and it will just populate this HTML file. It is just a random generating words, and now we're going to deploy this particular script to this container. Okay, and right now we can see the container is running up and running. And what we are going to do, we're going to copy this Gen story script into this Docker container. And this is the command docker cp. Cp means copy, and gen story.ksh is the script name. And that we are going to put into the some nginx container under this file. Now, user share nginx HTML. This is the file. This is the directory of the nginx home directory, where we are having the index.html file, and this HTML file is basically being served through this web page, and this is the index.html right now. Now, if we copy this uh, script over there, and if we go inside this container, and the command is docker exec -ti some nginx, and then bean bash is the command through which we can go inside this particular docker container. And now we are under this Docker container. And if we go to this directory, we can see this gen story.ksh is copied, and we can see the earlier HTML page. Now, if we are going to run this command through nohop /genstory.ksh, and if we run it in nohop mode, it will start running, and it will override the index.html with some random words. Now, if we go ahead and refresh this page, we will come to this thing that random words are being populated. And if we keep on refreshing, we can see the random words are coming into this index.html file, and it is being populated. So if we go outside of this container, if we say exit, and right now we are outside the container, and we can see the container is still running. Now, if we pause this container, definitely it will not being served. So if we refresh this page, it will not being served right now. But if we start it again, that is unpause some nginx, if we do so, it will start repopulating. You can see the scroll bar, and you can see this is the last word. And if we keep on refreshing, then we will see um, the last word is being changed and it is keep on going and going. Now, that means if we pause the container, it will start playing the script that we actually run in no-hop mode, and it started to pick up where it was left before the pausing. Now, on contrast of that, if we go ahead and stop this Nginx, and if we restart the same container, what it will do, it will not start the gen story.ksh inside the container. Whatever it wrote into this index.html file, that will be there as it is. And if we keep on refreshing, we cannot see the last story or the last word gets changed. We can keep on refreshing, but still we cannot see the last word is actually updated. The reason behind is that there is no gen story.ksh file script is actually running inside the container. So we can verify this thing. So maybe we can go once again inside the container and we can verify. You can say jobs. I don't know. Jobs. Yeah, there is no jobs. It's running. And okay. So this is the basic difference between the pause and stop state. So when we are in the pause state, it is in the hibernated state. The whatever is there in the memory is just is as it is. It is not being shut down. But if we stop the container, it is completely shut down, and no script, whatever it is running, is not going to be resumed after we started the container. So that's it for today, friends. And we have learned how we can go to different states um, of container. Now, let's see what is there, the other state, which is stopped state and deleted state. So right now the container is running. And if we go ahead and stop this container, we can easily remove this container completely from the system. So if we go ahead and stop this container right now, we can easily remove the container from the system. But if we do not stop it, if we are going to remove the running container, it will show us that we cannot remove the container because it is running. So let's try that one as well. So if we go ahead and say some Nginx, it will say that we cannot remove the running container. First, we need to stop the container. Then we can remove the container, or we can forcefully remove. So there is a command docker rm -f. -f means the forceful removal of this container. So if we say -f, that will forcefully remove this container. So we can specify -f, or we can stop the container gracefully, and then we can remove the container without forcing it up. And that's the best practice, to keep it stopped and then remove the container. So either is fine, but for now, for the sake of simplicity, we're going to remove the container by rf -f. So if we say docker ps, we can see there is nothing running. So thank you, friends, for watching this video. In this video, we have come to know the different states of containers, and we saw how we can move from one state to the another one, and how we can go into the stop state, what is the basic difference between the pause state and the stop states. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.